Our planet's ecosystems are delicately balanced, but when a species is introduced to a new environment, that balance can be shattered. Invasive species are the uninvited guests who outcompete native wildlife, destroy habitats, and cause massive economic damage. Today we'll explore two notorious examples: feral hogs in Texas and raccoons in Europe. In Texas, feral hogs, descendants of domestic pigs and Eurasian wild boar, have exploded in number, wreaking havoc on farms and wildlands. With few natural predators, they cause hundreds of millions in damages every year. Meanwhile, raccoons, familiar in North America, have become a major problem in Europe after being introduced in the 20th century. Without natural checks, raccoon populations have surged, threatening native birds, amphibians, and fragile ecosystems. These stories reveal how human actions can unleash ecological chaos that lasts for generations. The challenge now, finding humane, effective ways to manage these invaders and protect our environments. From Texas prairies to German forests, the battle against invasive species demands creativity, cooperation, and deep understanding. To understand Texas's crisis, you need to know the feral hog, intelligent, resilient, and astonishingly prolific. A sow can reproduce at 6 months, with 2 litters of up to a dozen piglets each year, numbers that skyrocket populations. Experts estimate that 70% of hogs must be removed annually just to keep numbers stable. Texas now hosts up to 6 million feral hogs, found in nearly every county. Their rooting destroys crops, pastures, and lawns, while causing soil erosion and water contamination. Hogs are nocturnal, wary, and quick to learn, making them difficult to hunt or trap. Their tight-knit groups vanish at the first sign of danger, and their tough hides make them formidable. With few natural predators, their population faces little resistance. The economic toll is staggering, over £400 million in annual damages, from crop loss to equipment repairs. For Texas farmers and ranchers, it's a relentless battle against a destructive, ever-growing force. The feral hog is a symbol of how quickly an invasive species can spiral out of control. With hogs overwhelming the land, Texans turn to the skies, literally. Helicopter hog hunting is a high-stakes, coordinated effort. Pilots and gunners fly low, spotting and dispatching hogs across vast areas. This aerial approach reaches remote, inaccessible terrain where hogs hide during the day. It's expensive, costing thousands per hour, so it's often used by large landowners or groups pooling resources. Commercial heli hunting has also emerged, sparking ethical debates but providing much-needed population control. In terms of numbers, helicopter hunting is unmatched. A single mission can eliminate dozens, even hundreds of hogs in hours. While not a complete solution, it's become a crucial part of Texas's pest management strategy. The method demonstrates the lengths people will go to protect their land and livelihoods. It's a dramatic, high-tech response to a deeply rooted ecological problem. Yet, even with helicopters, the hog problem remains immense, showing there's no easy fix. The fight against feral hogs is ongoing, demanding constant adaptation.
Deep in the heart of East Texas, nestled among endless stretches of towering pine trees, lies the city of Lufkin, a place long celebrated for its rich timber industry, friendly locals, and small-town charm. For generations, Lufkin was known for its sawmills and the scent of fresh-cut wood drifting through the air, not for anything remotely exotic, certainly not monkeys. Yet, in a twist that no one could have predicted, Lufkin became famous for something entirely unexpected: a thriving population of monkeys. What started as a quirky rumor soon became a local legend, drawing curious visitors from across Texas and beyond. The monkeys, with their playful antics and surprising intelligence, quickly became a beloved oddity and a must-see attraction for anyone passing through. Families would gather in city parks, children squealing with delight as they watched the monkeys swing from branches or scamper across picnic tables. The monkeys became unofficial mascots, featured in local festivals and even inspiring school mascots and business logos. For many, spotting a monkey on a morning walk was just another part of daily life in Lufkin. For decades, the monkey population seemed manageable, their presence woven into the city's identity. Residents and city officials alike took pride in their unusual neighbors, and the monkeys were often seen as a symbol of Lufkin's unique spirit and adaptability. But beneath the surface, the balance was always fragile. The very qualities that made the monkeys so fascinating, Their intelligence, resourcefulness, and comfort around people also made them unpredictable. As the monkeys grew bolder, venturing further into neighborhoods and adapting to city life, new challenges began to emerge. Over time, the monkey population swelled. What was once a handful of animals became dozens, then hundreds, roaming city streets and gathering in ever larger troops. The novelty began to wear off, replaced by growing concern as the city faced a new and unexpected reality. What began as a charming spectacle was now on the verge of becoming a citywide dilemma. Residents found themselves dealing with mischievous monkeys raiding gardens, stealing food, and even causing minor property damage. The line between fascination and frustration grew thinner with each passing year. Today, the monkeys are no longer just a quirky tourist draw. They're at the center of a complex environmental and public health crisis. Overflowing trash bins, concerns about disease transmission, and the strain on city resources have forced Lufkin to confront the unintended consequences of its most unusual residents. Lufkin's journey from quirky attraction to battleground for control is a lesson in how even the most well-intentioned stories can spiral in unexpected ways. City council meetings are now dominated by debates over wildlife management, and the community is divided over how best to handle the growing monkey population. It's a story of good intentions gone awry, a reminder that the line between harmony and chaos can be surprisingly thin. As Lufkin searches for solutions, the city's experience stands as a cautionary tale about the urgent need to find balance between people and wildlife, and the unpredictable consequences that can arise when the two worlds collide. For many years, the monkeys of Lufkin coexisted peacefully with the city's residents. Their numbers remained steady, and most people saw them as a quirky, even charming part of daily life. The monkeys lounged on rooftops, darted through alleyways, and became a familiar sight in the city's rhythm. Their presence was mostly benign, and for a time, it seemed as though humans and monkeys had found a way to share the city's spaces without much conflict. But as the years passed, something changed. The monkey population began to surge, spreading far beyond their original haunts. They ventured into new neighborhoods, city parks, and even the bustling business districts, searching for food and shelter. What started as a few hundred monkeys quickly ballooned into a population of over 3,500. The city's resources were stretched thin, and officials struggled to keep up with the growing numbers. The monkeys, once shy and cautious, became bold and aggressive. They competed fiercely with people for space, food, and resources, no longer content to stay in the shadows. Reports of property damage and direct confrontations with residents became a daily occurrence. News crews arrived to document the chaos, and the city's reputation began to suffer. Human actions only made things worse. Overflowing garbage bins provided easy meals, while well-meaning residents fed the monkeys by hand. Without effective control measures, the situation spiraled out of control. The monkeys quickly learned to depend on humans for food, which fueled even faster growth and reproduction. Young monkeys grew up knowing the city as their home, and the cycle intensified. What was once a source of local pride now became a public health crisis. The costs of managing the monkeys soared, and the risks to residents' safety and well-being grew with each passing day. A monkey snatching snacks from a passerby was no longer a funny story to share. It was a warning sign of a much deeper problem that could no longer be ignored. Lufkin was forced to confront a difficult reality. Its once beloved monkeys had become a serious liability, and the city's future depended on finding a solution to this growing crisis. The monkey boom in Lufkin was driven by easy access to food, overflowing bins, unsecured waste, and leftovers everywhere. Direct feeding by tourists and locals taught monkeys to see humans as a food source, eroding their natural fear. Human snacks, rich in sugar and fat, supercharged their reproduction and survival rates. Instead of foraging, monkeys dined on a calorie-rich diet, fueling explosive growth. Early attempts at population control were inconsistent and underfunded. By the time the crisis was recognized, the population had reached critical mass. The combination of endless food, intentional feeding, and poor management created the perfect storm. Lufkin's kindness had unwittingly set the stage for monkey mayhem. Lufkin's monkey overpopulation is now a daily disruption. Homeowners battle monkeys, tearing off shingles, breaking into homes, and destroying gardens. Monkey waste litters public spaces, creating a serious biohazard. Infection rates have doubled in high monkey areas, with children especially at risk. Families keep kids indoors and clean outdoor areas obsessively. Residents report harassment and even attacks by monkeys. The freedom to enjoy parks and gardens has been compromised. Anxiety and stress have replaced civic pride. Lufkin's quality of life has been fundamentally altered by its once beloved mascots. The monkey crisis has infiltrated Lufkin's water systems. Monkeys take over public water sources, tanks, fountains, even pools, introducing pathogens from their waste. Securing these sources is nearly impossible. Monkeys outsmart most barriers. Contaminated water is used for irrigation and recreation, spreading disease risk across the community. Children and gardeners are especially vulnerable to exposure. Monkey waste clogs pipes and strains city infrastructure, leading to costly repairs. The water crisis is a hidden but serious consequence of the monkey boom. It's a reminder of how one problem can ripple through an entire city. In response to the growing monkey population, Lufkin's authorities have launched a large-scale trapping and relocation program. This initiative is designed to humanely reduce the number of monkeys living in urban and suburban areas, where their presence has led to increasing conflicts with residents. Teams of animal control officers and wildlife experts work together, carefully planning the placement of traps to maximize effectiveness while minimizing stress on the animals. So far, over 1,500 monkeys have been safely captured and transported to protected wildlife reserves, where they can live in a more natural environment. Despite these significant efforts, the monkey population in Lufkin remains stubbornly high as new individuals continue to appear and existing groups quickly adapt to changes. The trapping methods used are varied and carefully selected for each situation. Iron cage traps, wooden traps, and net traps are all employed, each offering unique advantages and presenting different challenges. For example, cage traps are effective for capturing multiple monkeys at once, while net traps can be used in areas where cages are impractical. To ensure both public safety and the humane treatment of the animals, only trained and licensed professionals are allowed to handle the trapping and relocation process. These experts are skilled in minimizing harm and stress to the monkeys, and they follow strict guidelines throughout every step. However, the challenge is ongoing. As soon as some monkeys are relocated, new ones are born or migrate into the area, quickly filling the gaps left behind. This constant influx makes it difficult to achieve a lasting reduction in the population. It's become clear that trapping alone isn't enough. Experts and city officials agree that a broader, more comprehensive strategy is needed, one that combines relocation with other long-term solutions. Addressing the root causes is essential. Easy access to food, whether from overflowing trash bins or well-meaning residents feeding monkeys, continues to attract them to urban areas. Changing human behavior and improving waste management are critical steps in breaking this cycle. Without these changes, the cycle of trapping, relocation, and return will simply repeat itself, making it nearly impossible to solve the problem for good. The challenge of managing urban wildlife is ongoing, requiring not just persistence but also flexibility and adaptation as new situations arise. Lufkin's experience highlights that wildlife management is a complex, never-ending process, one that demands cooperation, innovation, and a willingness to address both animal and human needs. The monkey crisis is a human-made problem, and only humans can solve it. Securing rubbish bins and stopping direct feeding are non-negotiable steps. Public education is vital. Feeding wild animals is harmful, not helpful. Businesses must manage waste and discourage feeding. The city needs stronger ordinances and better infrastructure. Changing habits requires a community-wide effort and a cultural shift. Trapping helps, but without changing the environment, it's a losing battle. Responsibility and respect for boundaries are key to coexistence. Lufkin's future depends on everyone playing their part. Lufkin's monkey crisis is part of a global pattern of human-wildlife conflict. Cities like Lopburi, Thailand, and even other parts of Texas have faced similar challenges with non-native species. When animals find easy food and no predators, populations explode. Other Texas examples, Japanese snow monkeys, axis deer, nilgai antelope, show how quickly things can spiral. Recent controversies over primate management highlight the need for caution and foresight. Early intervention and multi-pronged strategies are essential. Lufkin isn't alone. Sharing knowledge is key to finding humane solutions. The world is watching and learning from Lufkin's experience. Lufkin's Monkey Saga is a cautionary tale about our impact on nature. What started as a novelty became a crisis affecting health, safety, and daily life. The lesson: introducing or supporting wild populations can have lasting consequences. Proactive management and early boundaries are crucial. The path forward is twofold: humane population control and permanent changes in human behavior. Lufkin's struggle offers lessons for communities everywhere. Coexistence requires respect, responsibility, and understanding our role in the ecosystem. By learning from the past, Lufkin can become a model for living in harmony with the wild world at its doorstep.